Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another tier list, and as you can see by the title and what I'm looking at here, Family Guy characters. Now last time we did Breaking Bad and I said that was my favorite show. This is my favorite cartoon show right here, Family Guy. So we got a small list here. I don't see every character on here, but yeah, it's got a good amount of characters in it that we can rank. So let's start with the first character we see, Mayor Adam West. Rest in peace. He's pretty good, man. A or B? What are we thinking? He's pretty. Every scene he's in, there's some random stupid shit that happens. Like he just says something completely off topic. He's very quirky. It's pretty funny. Yeah, that's a good ranking, I think. A. Or is he B? No, he's A. He's A. I think that's a fair. Angela. I'll give her C. I mean, she's pretty funny in a way. Like, I think her relationship with Peter is pretty funny, in that like someone like Peter wouldn't even stoop down to her level sexually. I think it's kind of funny, considering that she doesn't seem that unattractive. But no, she's decently funny, but like I mean, she's nothing special. Bertram, I think he's a C or D character as well. Him and Stewie's rivalry is pretty interesting, but I just think he's okay. He's okay. Bonnie, I think her dynamic with Joe is pretty good. I might give her a B tier. Yeah, I'd give her B tier for sure. I mean, her being pregnant for like however many of the first seasons of the show, that's pretty funny. And then they finally had their kid, her and Joe. Yeah, I'll give her B. I think that's fair. Brian's either A or S. A lot of people don't like Brian, to say he's like an asshole, but oh god, he's just a talking dog, you know. How can it get much better than that? I think he's S, man. I think he's S. I just think he's got too many classic moments. If Brian was as bad as people say he was, then this community wouldn't have reacted the way they did when he died. I'm just saying that. Bruce, oh no, B tier. He's good. He's good. He's pretty funny. I mean, his joke is pretty repetitive, to be fair. Like he's a pretty one-dimensional character. Next, we have Carl. Carl's pretty funny. I think I'm gonna give him C tier. He's decent, but he's kind of just he's like Chris if he worked at a convenience store. That's basically all he is. He's not really in the newer episodes. He's more prominent in the older episodes, but I think he's pretty good. He's okay. Carter, he's an A tier character. A tier side character. He's just so funny. I think him and Dr. Hartman and Mayor West are the funniest side characters in the entire show. His dynamic with Peter is so funny, and his conservative billionaire views or whatever. They make it such a stereotype out of him. He's just so funny. I love Carter. He's one of my favorite characters. Chris, I think everyone knows he's kind of just Peter Jr. He is a little more caring and loving. Like he has a good side to him. Like there's lots of times where he just shows he cares a lot for his family and his siblings especially. And he has some funny moments. I'm gonna give him a B tier. He's a B tier Griffin family member. Cleveland Jr. I'm gonna give him B tier as well. I think he's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that this little chubby kid is Cleveland's son. I don't think you could give him a better son than that. I mean, he would be S tier if you could, but I think he fits perfectly as Cleveland's son. Cleveland's A tier. He's pretty funny just in his being Cleveland, you know. It's funny. All these characters, they're funny. I can't grasp into words what makes them funny. You know, I'm like Cleveland. It's just a thing. You got to see it to know it. I can't describe what makes him funny if you know what I mean. Consuela, B tier side character. Like I said, a little one-dimensional with the humor. It just no, this is my baby. Yeah, definitely B tier. Diane, I think she's a D tier. I mean, the murder mystery episode, she was killed off, and she was never anything crazy. She was just Tom Tucker's sidekick, you know. Loretta, ooh, she's pretty funny as Cleveland's wife. Probably give her C tier. I can't believe I just called her Loretta Donna. Oh my god. I just paused the video because I'm like, did I just call her Loretta? I went back and watched it, and I called her Loretta. Donna, sorry. Donna. He might be B tier, I don't know. C tier, C tier. He's good. She doesn't really appear that much on the show. I'm actually debating on giving Carter and Brian and Garter and Mayor West S tier. I think they're so funny, the both of them. And Hartman. I'm giving Hartman S tier too. He's so funny. Chicken, I'm giving A tier. Some people may not like the Chicken and Peter fight scenes, but I think they're really funny. I think they're great. Definitely A tier. They're just something different happens there. It's one of those. I know I complained about some of the characters being a little repetitive with their humor, but I think that this thing is just classic Family Guy, and the fights, the ending of the fights is just so random, and then you just go back to normal like nothing happened. It's funny. Jesus, his appearances on the show are pretty good. I think it's B tier. Yeah, B tier. Herbert, like I'm gonna give Herbert A. He is a classic character, and everyone he's one of the most iconic side characters, probably the most in the iconic side character in the show. But I think he's just not. The humor is good, but it doesn't stick with me the way that Mayor West, Carter, and Dr. Hartman's humor sticks with me. I think theirs stands out a little bit more. Horace, the first bartender of the clan, I'm going to give him C tier. I think Jerome's a lot better in my opinion. He's okay. I mean, I really don't remember that much about him, to be honest. But I'm going to give Jerome B. I'm going to give Jerome A tier. Jerome's pretty fun. I think Jerome's dynamic with Peter in that Lois episode was pretty funny. I'm going to give him B tier. When he's like, oh, I'm a scary ghost. Or whatever. It's so stupid. It's such a Peter-like moment. James Woods. I never really liked the James Woods episodes, to be honest. I don't know. Like I thought he was decently funny, but I might give him D tier. I was never a big fan of James Woods. I know the high school is named after him, but like when he kicked Peter out of his house and took over his whole family, I thought that, even though I liked most of the episodes from that season, I thought that was kind of a weird episode. I was never a fan of James Woods on the show. I never really got it, to be honest. Jillian, Brian's probably most well-known girlfriend in the entire show. Her stupidity is pretty good. God, is she beat? No, I can't put her. None of these characters really stick out. She's definitely not a D tier, but yeah, I'll give her C tier. Her stupidity is just what made it so funny. Joe, I think Joe's S tier. Joe's got to be S tier, man. It's Joe. I want to give Cleveland S tier. Is he? I think. No, I'm not going to give Cleveland S tier, but he's close. He's close. Lois, I'm going to give her S tier just because she's been around forever on the show and she's played a good role. She's had some good episodes. She fits well with Peter. I'll give her S tier. Meg, I'm going to give her B tier. Obviously, the hate she gets from her family is good, but she has some likable aspects to her character, and I wouldn't really call her a funny character because I don't really think anything. I mean, more of a laughing at her than the joke she makes. Mort's pretty funny, man. I'm gonna give Mort A tier. Mort is pretty good. My favorite Mort scene was the one when Peter and Quagmire are working at the pharmacy, and and Peter's trying to explain what buy one get one free is, and he's talking about it from a seller's perspective, and Mort's like, I hear the buy one, but the second words it's complete gibberish to me. And he says, all right, let's say you're a customer And it says, buy one, get one free. And he goes, oh, buy one, get one free. Why didn't you say so? Yeah, no, Mort's great, man. Mort's A tier. Neil. What's up, Schmegs? I love Schmegs. I'll give him C tier. He's decently funny, but he's kind of written off the show because I think they ran out of things to write for him. The only thing that's really memorable about him is that he's in love with Megan and he's a huge nerd. Next, we got Ollie Williams, the classic. He screams in short sentences. That's all he does, but it's good. It's classic. Classic, man. Trisha Tucker, or no, not Trisha. Trisha's the other news reporter. Ollie Williams, man. Yeah, I mean the news reporters are iconic. It's pretty good. Opie, another one of those random ass side characters that you have no idea what their purpose is on the show, but when he's there, you know he's there. He doesn't speak at all, but Peter can somehow understand every word the guy is saying. Peter, I mean, obvious S tier. It's Peter Griffin, man. Die Hard. Some fans don't really like him because they say his antics get old, but it's Peter, man. No one's giving you more laughs on the show than Peter. You'd be lying if you said otherwise. Principal Shepard. I actually really like Principal Shepard. I think he's one of the most underrated characters on the show. I'm gonna give him A tier. Actually, I think he's pretty funny. What's my favorite Principal Shepard moment? Oh man, there's so many to think of. Probably the one when he's talking on the announcements and says, apparently this is yelling, and he's talking because he's going through his divorce, and he's talking like a kind of an angry tone, but not a yelling tone, and he says, apparently this is yelling, and it was it was pretty good. Also, another one was when Brian and Stewie thought he killed his wife, and they were stalking him. And he knocked on the door and was like, may I have your attention, please? And they're like, that's a principal. Quagmire, obvious S tier. Most obvious of obvious S tiers. Evil Monkey, he played a good role. And I think that episode with him was pretty good. I'm going to give him B tier. For sure. Seamus, definitely A tier. I think his jokes are always pretty funny. The one where they're in the sauna with him and his shirt's off and it's just a piece of wood as his chest, and he's like, how the hell are you alive? Obvious S tier for Stewie, probably the best character on the show. I think that goes without saying. Tom Tucker, A tier. I think he's a great side character. Like his news reports are always pretty funny, and he's always played a good role on the show. You always hear Tom Tucker's voice almost always, at least once an episode to start a scene, just on a news report. Trisha, I think she's really funny too. Trisha Takanawa. And she's... Tom, I'm standing here. And then, obviously, Vinny, I think is... I don't even fucking remember his name. Yeah, it's Vinny. Obvious D tier. Just... He was part of probably the most hated batch of Family Guy episodes ever just because of Brian's death. So I think it goes without saying that he is the most hated. I'm going to take a second, pause the video, and just re-look at these and see if there's any changes I'd make. Alright, I decided to change Cleveland to S tier. I just think, if you have the whole crew, you got to have Peter's whole crew in S tier. Right? It's just, Cleveland being left down there without the guys is just wrong. But in Cleveland's too funny, man. Like him, the gag of him falling out of the bathtub, him just being Cleveland. It's just, like I said, there's no way to describe what makes Cleveland funny. It's just Cleveland. Peters he's so stupid and reckless. Quagmire, he's a sex addict, and who else but Quagmire? Joe, all the handicap jokes and his rage issues. But Cleveland is just Cleveland, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. It's Cleveland. We don't know why he does what he does, but he's just Cleveland, and we love him for it. So that's what I'd give, for sure. There we go. Let me know in the comments any changes you'd make to this tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Leave your thoughts. Goodbye.